So last Friday, Mass Effect Legendary Edition came out, and it seems to be doing pretty well. I'm pretty sure it's high up on some Steam sales charts, and I think the player count is pretty high as well for the game. I'm not sure on how it's doing on PlayStation and Xbox consoles, but I would imagine pretty good. I think this game, it's safe to say that this game is going to sell really good, despite the fact that they've made some changes to the game, particularly when it comes to Miranda's butt and a couple of other things. But, you know, the close-ups of all of the men's muscles is fine. That's an okay thing. God forbid we show a little bit of fan service for the men. That's got to stop. But we can have dudes with their shirts off and wearing skin-tight clothing. That's just fine. It's a double standard that honestly deserves its own video. But let's focus on Mass Effect for now and what the product is doing to journalists. So it's, of course, hitting some of them with a little PTSD, never missing an opportunity to trash fans. This is what games journalists do. As you can see from the title of this article, Mass Effect's ending changed the internet for the worse, and we're still trying to recover. Now, this article is funny because not only do they talk about the fact that fans hated the Mass Effect 3 conclusion, myself among them, mostly because the developers promised that all of your choices across 3 games are going to matter, and they're not just going to give some generic ending. And that's exactly what they did. They gave a generic ending that didn't mean shit. Like everything you did, it didn't mean anything. They ended up bending the knee a little and changing it. So depending on what you did, there was like different colors in the universe. It was really stupid. What a letdown Mass Effect 3's ending was. Still a fun game, but the ending was terrible. Nothing you did mattered. And that's just a fact. But anyway, that's not the point here. The point here is that journalists don't like it when fans have a voice and companies change their way, which is funny because these people are supposed to be for the people, but that's just not how it works anymore. As they sit there and drink their Starbucks in California, because all of them work in the Bay Area somewhere. All of them. Like every single video game outlet is based somewhere in California, and that's the type of person they're looking for. They're usually looking for the open-mouth soy latte type of dude to work there. Really funny stuff happened with IGN too over the weekend that I'm not going to get into. We talked about it on the live stream. If you missed that, you know, they've ended up changing some things around. But anyway, it's funny they talk about it in this article. They're like, "Oh well, the game received critical reviews," and we were like, "Yeah, the ending's not that crazy, but I enjoyed the game overall." And then they talk, "I can't believe the fans, they don't like it." This is typical stuff. I'm not going to spend much more time on this. I just want to highlight that they were getting PTSD from it because this is the time that fans spoke up. They spoke up against a company, and we can't have that because we're legendary shills. They, of course, bring Star Wars into this because they're so butthurt about The Last Jedi still. Rise of Skywalker undid some of the most interesting sections of The Last Jedi. What that has to do with Mass Effect, nothing, but once again, there was fan backlash on The Last Jedi, and they don't like that. They don't like that at all. The bigger story, though, is now outlets are using Mass Effect to defund the state space police. Article from Paste right here, as you can see. Talking about the space, they're more like a military than a police, to be honest. But that doesn't matter. Polygon definitely getting on the action, never missing a chance to get political, because Polygon is more about activism than video games. Mass Effect's revival reminds us it's time to abolish the space police. What would it mean to defund the Normandy? This is a real article. And they talk about, you know, I mean, you see the names right there. This whole article is more about police reform than Mass Effect. Okay. And it's just not what gamers want to read. And like I said, like no one's reading this. I don't think anyone's reading this but me. Maybe, like what? Jeremy? Like that's the only people that are reading these articles. The big question that I always have when I see them run their brand into the ground with this stuff, not that Polygon can get any worse. They constantly run their brand into the ground. Is how do they stay afloat, right? And I never get an answer to this question, but I really would like one. I would imagine that Polygon has a humongous salary budget and very little advertising revenue, right? So who's funding Polygon? That's the question I have. How do they stay afloat? Because I know for a fact this shit is not popular with gamers. Okay? What the F does Mass Effect have to do with prison reform? Like, look at this. Are prisons obsolete? Some book, right? No, they're not. I'm sorry. And I'm not defunding anybody. If that's a controversial opinion to you, I don't know what to tell you. I'd say increase the budgets. I don't want crime around me. Most people don't. This is a stupid idea. I'm sorry. You want to have some reform, some better training? I'm with you on that. But I'm sorry, but this is a dumb idea, and the only people that support this shit are people that are deep in the cult. I'm sorry. This is dumb. Mass Effect. Nobody playing Mass Effect wonders if it's time to abolish the Normandy. I'm sorry, but this is Polygon. This is how Polygon works, and they're never going to miss an opportunity to rush out and get a little bit political when it comes to a video game. So I just find it funny, like, these are the kinds of articles we put out with a game. And this is what they do. And Polygon does these for certain reasons. Number one is to try to police the cult, the NPC, the Puritans. So they put this out. They also know that Mass Effect Legendary Edition is likely a hot Google term right now. I'm sure a lot of new people are playing this game for the first time ever. So, they're going to the internet to look for walkthroughs and gameplay stuff, reviews. And what happens? This pops up with, let's defund the Normandy, right? And now some armchair activist can write up this article while sipping their Starbucks latte and put a nice activist article out here that will maybe propel them up to an outlet like CNN. And that's basically where this person wants to be, doesn't want to be at Polygon, because let's be honest, these people don't give a shit about video games. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.